Alright, YouTube, it is Mr. Meme coming at you this fine Saturday afternoon. It is 3:24 p.m. I hope everyone is doing well. So I told you guys I was going to upload another video, and here you go. So this is a little package. Ooh, as you can see, it's a big package. This came today for me. And I've already opened it, but I haven't unpacked it. Pardon me for rocking the screen there. So this started with this. I picked this up at my buddy Kevin's store, Paper Heroes, down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I was just down there, like I said in the Blood Bowl video. Went for a little family vacation, check up on my in-laws. Their health is not well, and so we wanted to check up on them. And you know, might be the last chance that our son gets to see his grandparents. My parents are both passed, so he wouldn't get a chance. He sadly didn't get a chance to meet my mom or my stepdad, so they are passed. Anyway, I picked this up because it was in the discount bin. It was a couple bucks, and I love these digest size books. I think they're awesome. And I was reading it. This is the Castle Keeper's Guide. I don't even know what take this is. It normally retails for $24.99. I don't even know if you could still buy this in this size. I looked on Troll Lord Games website and I didn't see it. Let's see, what's the date on this? 2010 is when the copyright on this is. Is that when it was produced? Yeah, it sounds like in the Siege engine, which is their proprietary little set of rules. So this increases your character levels. It's a great little pocket guide. It's basically the GM guide for an OSR version of Dungeons and Dragons with its own little spin. I don't know a whole lot about this. I did download the 7th edition player's guide. They had it on their website for free over the 4th of July weekend. It has since, I don't believe it is there anymore. So first and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to, I believe his name was Tom. I'm sorry if I got it wrong or if it's incorrect. I don't want to pause and go look at the email. But I posted, I want to give a big email to their customer service, whether his name was Tom or not. They were phenomenal in communicating with me and explaining some things, because a couple of the guys on my Discord and I think on Facebook, I posted a picture of this. I said, really intrigued by this. You know, I was kind of digging what I was reading. The font is really tiny, but it's readable. It's very clear. It's just very small. I've got bifocals, so I was able to figure it out. And I said, wow, I kind of really like what I'm reading here. You know, I'm a big fan of monks in a fantasy game. I've always liked that. And so anyway, everyone was like, oh my God, you don't know about Castles and Crusades? And I was like, I mean, I remember seeing it years ago on the game shelf, but it was just another generic fantasy game. So I was like, meh, you know, at the time I was playing 3.0, 3.5, and that did it for me. And I was playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So I was like, meh, I don't need another fantasy game, you know. So it fell by the wayside. I never thought about it. And over the years after I moved from California, I've never lived in an area besides Arizona that had like a very good game store that, you know, would carry a variety of tabletop RPGs. I've always done stuff through Game Trade magazine and the web, and order off of Amazon or from other friends. And now that I live in Minnesota, and I've been here for almost 5 years now, I have to go down to the cities. Every once in a blue moon, Paper Heroes or Level Up Games and Superior will get, you know, something that I haven't seen or haven't heard of, and I'll pick it up and I'm like, oh, cool, all right. But that doesn't happen very often because they're more of a 40K Warhammer Fantasy, you know, type of store, and that's in Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. That's where they make their money. So they're not, they have a lot of free game space to play, which is super cool, but that's not their bread and butter. Their bread and butter is miniature games and card games. So anyway, long story short, everyone was like, oh, you got to check it out. They're on 8th edition. They've got new covers and blah, blah, blah. It's really cool. And the rules, it's not like, you know, you got eight editions. You're like, Jesus Christ, what are they doing wrong if they've got to have 8 editions of this game? And that's not really what it is. What it is they do a Kickstarter every so often. And they did a Kickstarter for 8th edition. It was very well received. It did well. I don't know what the numbers are. I didn't go look it, but I've just heard from other people that have said it did really well. So I'm taking it at face value. But they they did 8th edition. I think they did an homage to the original Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide, and a monster manual, I believe, for like 3.0 D&D and AD&D. So super cool there. I thought, wow, that alone kind of makes it kind of cool. You know, if you're a game collector or you're an enthusiast in this hobby like I am, those are the kind of things that kind of catch your eye and you go, ooh, that's cool. And so that alone would have made me back to Kickstarter if I would have known about it, but I didn't. And sadly, it came and went, and I didn't hear anything about it. But again, everyone was like, oh, you got to check it out. It's really cool. We think you might really like it, blah, blah, blah. So I started digging, and then somebody, I don't remember who it was. It was Tom STR, or maybe it was Jeff, or maybe it was DM Tom, or Andrew Merrington. I'm not sure who, but somebody said, oh, you should check them out. They have a veterans discount. And I went, oh, okay, wow, veterans discount, probably, 10%, 20% off, whoop-de-doo. Not a big deal. I'm not going to kill myself to get, 10% off. And they were like, no, it's way better than that. You need to contact them. And so I did. I sent them an email. I was on vacation. It was no big deal. I had nothing to do. And so I sent them an email. I brought my iPad with me, and I shot them an email, and they replied back like later that day and said, yeah, it's 50% discount, and you just need a copy of your DD-214 redacted, meaning any sensitive data, just black it out. Mine pretty much had just my social security number. I have 2 DD-214s. I have my Army DD-214 and my Coast Guard. I believe I sent them my Coast Guard DD-214. And so I redacted my social, and I sent it to them, and they were like, good enough, here's your code. And cool, so I made an order. I think I ordered like $230 worth of stuff at full retail, dropped it down to after tax and shipping. I don't even remember what shipping was, but I think all said and done was $104, which I thought was pretty bang for your buck, because I got quite a bit of stuff. And I sent them an email. I said, I think this is everything I should need as a GM and a player to get started. Let me know if there's any other books. I'll place another order if need be. And they replied back and said, nope, you're pretty good, but remember that code. Oh, wait, let me back up. When I placed my order and they confirmed it and they said, hey, we're packing your order, they sent me a receipt, and the receipt had a code for 25% off, which I thought, wow, I just got 50% off, ordered like 6 books, that's including a GM screen. I just ordered quite a bit of stuff, and you're going to give me another code? You already gave me 50% off, which is amazing. Who doesn't love to save money? Everybody does. Especially books. Books are expensive, guys. You all know that. $25.99, $24.99 for a 130-page book is kind of steep nowadays, when it used to be like $17, $18, back in the early 2000s. So the cost of books has gone up quite a bit. And God forbid you talk around 256 pages. You're looking at $40, and then you get above 300, and you're looking well over between 50 and 60 to $70. Anyway, so I thought, wow, that's cool, 25%. I'll see if there's anything else I need to order after I get these in. If I like what I see, I'll go ahead and place another order. And again, I think his name is Tom. I could be wrong, but anyway, the gentleman emailed me back and said, "Oh yeah, this is perfect. What you got will get you started in playing and everything. You're solid. Don't forget that Veterans Code is good permanently. No matter what you order from now on, that's your code. You can use it as many times as you want." And I was like, "Oh my God!" So, needless to say, I think maybe next payday or next month, when I've had some time to digest this, I did see they've got a box set with a bunch of maps, and I'm a sucker for the old school hex and square maps like Greyhawk and Rivendell and all that, the cool Lord of the Rings map. They've got a box set with all that. They've got a bunch of cool adventures that can be ported to any game, Pathfinder, any basic RPG. You can convert those adventures to any fantasy RPG. So, needless to say, I will be spending some more money on their website, but the customer service was amazing. So if you haven't checked out Troll Lord Games and their Castles and Crusades line, as well as a couple of other games, I think they have 2 or 3 imprints. and their modules and their adventures and their box sets, please do. It's high quality. It's very nice. So what I got today was this package, and we're just going to go through it real quick. Now, I haven't had a chance to read this. I literally just got back from the UPS store. I have a mailbox there, and they deliver all my stuff there so that the porch pirates here in lovely Duluth don't steal my shit. So anyway, or the post office, who doesn't deliver half the time. Like, I haven't gotten mail in the last 3 days. And when I complain to the post office, they say, oh, well, we delivered. We don't know what's happening. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a rant on the post office and how much I hate them, but I do. So the first thing we get is Castles and Crusades Player's Handbook. So this is, and they're in Little Rock, Arkansas, by the way. And it uses the Siege engine, which is their take on basically AD&D, I think, or D&D. This is 2021 Troll Lords game, and oh my God, it's just beautiful right off the back. Acknowledgements. So I haven't had a chance to read this or look at it. Knights of the Crusade, special thanks. So wow, just gorgeous. Look at that cover. And if you remember the I want to say the AD&D Player's Guide, they're trying to steal a gem out of the statue's eyes, and you kind of see these. This is all a homage to early D&D. So super cool. 8th printing. So this is nice. And so basically what they do when they reprint is they don't redesign the game. They make some tweaks. It's mostly to catch spelling errors and typos and layout issues, and they add new art. So if you have 7th edition and you get 8th edition, there's going to be some new art now. Now, I don't know, and hopefully one of the guys from Troll Lords will watch the video, and I'm going to send it to them when I'm done, but hopefully they can correct any errors that I make, because I don't know much about the game. I've read a couple. Troll Lords has a YouTube channel where they do a live play, but other than that, I haven't seen any very good reviews of the game. I've seen some reviews, but they just didn't do it for me. The art is fantastic. There's Orcs and Humans, so you can see that. Or that's a half orc, excuse me, so, which is one of the playable races. So you have all your races. Let me see if they give me a master list. The paper is nice. The art is full color. Yeah, so your races you have are dwarf, elf, gnome, half-elf, halfling, half-orc, and human. Now, I don't know if they offer additional races in other books. I would imagine they do. But, yeah, I mean, the art is phenomenal. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I mean, I'm a Pathfinder fan, but obviously, we all got all of us grognards got our start with, D&D or AD&D. I got my start with original D&D, and then I went up to AD&D. Wow, look at that. That's a nice, that's a nice picture right there. I really like that. So there's classes. Let's see if we can get I think there's all your traditional classes. I just think it's really well laid out. It looks good. The art is, look at that. Glare off the screen, get my fat fingers out of the way. This is beautiful art. Okay, here we go. Classes. They got a monk. I'm really looking forward to making a monk in this. And I'm hoping maybe I can find an online game. I think Andrew Merrington, aka Mazza on the Discord, I think he is a fan of the game, because I remember him talking to me about it, and Coronas. Maybe I can get Mazza to run a one-shot, maybe a 3rd or 4th level one-shot, if this is his cup of tea. I don't know. Druids, and I know the nice thing is Druids and I believe Alchemists can do healing spells, so you're not limited to just taking a cleric for healing. Here we go. Okay, so classes. It's got quite a few classes too, and this is kind of cool. You got a barbarian, a bard, a cleric, a druid, fighter, illusionist. It's not an alchemist, it's illusionist. Knights, monks, paladins. They don't get spells. Rangers, rogues, and wizards. Wow, pretty stoked. So this is the player's guide. And there's an OGL in the back by Wizards of the Coast. We're looking at 240 pages roughly. Nice full service index and table of contents, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, full table of contents and a full index. And like I said, the art is amazing. I really like the art. See if I can get that in there without blinding myself or whatever. Yeah. And everything is, there's tabs on the side, so you can quickly get to, you know, classes or whatever. So player's guide, phenomenal. Really like the look of that. I'm going to try to go in somewhat order here, so bear with me while I go through these. Got a GM screen, and then the Castle Keeper's Guide, and then the Player's Archive. I don't know what the players are. I really literally just bought all this shit and just dived into the deep end, as the old saying goes. The Player's Archive. This expands your classes. Castles Crusades is an easy-to-learn role-playing game, but even it could use some quick reference guides. In Player Archive, you will find just that, with all the classes presented in the CNC Player's Handbook, the CNC Adventures Backpack, and some of the amazing adventures in one convenient book. The entries in character classes are alphabetized for quick and easy reference. That's right. I was going to buy the Adventures Backpack because it had extra equipment in it. And it had more classes in it, but this book kind of condensed those three things: the Player's Handbook, the CNC Adventure Backpack, and Amazing Adventures. So it took all of the classes, like I said, I thought there were more classes, and it put it all into this. So this is a Player's Archive, so this is really handily, you got 92 pages just for Player's class out of a 128 page book. So more than half, 3/4 of the book is just dealing with players and all their stuff. And I believe the game goes to, your levels go from 1 to 12, and then it goes up from there. But in the Castle Keeper's Guide, it talks about going levels 13 and higher. So this is not needed to play. You can literally get away, if you're a player, with just the Player's Handbook. The GM will need the Castle Keeper's Guide, which, to be honest, doesn't need that either. That is just GM information. It expands upon it, but you don't need it. You literally only need the Player's Handbook, and everyone can play. So I really like that about it as well. That, to me, is one book, one-stop shop, you're done. Anything else is just extra. So you don't need anything else. But, you know, the Player's Archive is going to give you a bunch of expanded information, a bunch of different classes that are not available in the core Player's Handbook. So then, this is a hefty tome, and again, beautiful cover. I went for this cover because I thought it was pretty cool. I don't believe this is 8th edition. I'm not sure. Let's look. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, I don't think it's going to say introduction. Yeah, I don't think this one says that it's 8th edition. It just, I think this one is just redone. Yeah, and their website is trolllord.com, by the way. So the Castle Keeper's Guide is basically your GM guide, your DMZ, or your DMG, Dungeon Master's Guide, and this has everything you needed. So what lies herein? The Castle Keeper's Guide includes a host of material for the role-playing enthusiast, from world building to dungeon design, adventures in the air and water, equipment, transport including wagons and ships, managing non-player characters, alternate spell use and cost, equipment, wastage, weather, movement, large-scale war, monsters, treasure, death, and more. So this literally just adds on to the book, and again, laid out the same way. Very table of contents, index. You can bring firearms in. Oh, nice picture of dragons right there, and it looks like some combat. I'm trying to find like a big page of art. Oh, there's a a sea monster. I can't see my own screen, so sea monster there. That looks amazing. So yeah, very laid out, much thicker book. The art again is fantastic. Oh, nice kind of Conan-esque picture. So yeah, amazing art. Very Larry Elmore-ish. Just trying to. You got maps, so you can see all kinds of cool stuff. So, how many pages is this one? 368 pages. That includes the OGL comprehensive index and table of contents. This is great information for a GM, and super cool. All right, I'm gonna save. So speaking of the GM, we have the GM screen. It's a heavy cardboard screen. I would have liked to have seen one like the it's heavy cardstock. I would like to see a heavy cardboard screen. Hold on, I gotta readjust here. I would like to have seen heavy card instead of this card stock. This is flimsy, but it's going to hold up. The art on the cover is beautiful. It's the player's handbook and all the other stuff. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Random names, meals and lodging, combat, your maneuvers, your cover, ranged combat, surprise circumstances, impact of negative hit points, your adventure, turning undead, saving throws, unarmed combat, breaking through surfaces, movement and weather, underground movement and weather. So lots of cool stuff. Very well laid out. Like I said, it's going to last. I mean, and you can always tape it to the inside of a sturdier GM screen. And then the last two books I got, Monsters and Treasures, which very cool cover. The Manticore fighting some sort of elf, it looks like. Yeah, I see pointy ears with a mohawk. Beautiful cover. Very much. Let's see. Upon the edge of battle lies the spoils of glory, beast of legend and myth, monsters great and small. These are the adventurers' fare. Dragons, giants, orcs, foul-minded fae, the dreaded hydra, the riddling sphinx, the naga, wyverns, griffins. Monsters and Treasures has all this and so very much more. What lies herein? Monsters and Treasures contains over 400 monsters for your Castle and Crusades game. Each entry consists of an in-depth description of the monsters along with its nature, habits, the territories they occupy, their predilections, and all other relevant material. Each entry contains all the statistical information required to run the monster at any game table. Contained within this book is a wealth of information for the castle keeper. That's what they call the GM, by the way, or the DM. Along with the monsters are hundreds of unique treasure items, advice on role-playing monsters, handling combat with monsters, creating monsters, rules for awarding treasure, and creating magic items. So definitely a GM book, and just gorgeous. This is fifth printing, and this is the latest edition, but there was no need to upgrade it. So we got an OGL, and we got 368 pages total. And no index on this one, it looks like. Let me double check. Yeah, no index, but we do have a treasure table with all kinds of cool stuff. Beautiful art. I'm excited. Oh, look at that. Vampire or something like that. Get the glare off of it. Very nice art. Varghouls, which are monsters from fantasy, kind of like hideous creatures found at any clime in any region. So very cool art. Gargoyles. So it's a winner in my book right there because I'm a huge gargoyle fan. Yeah, the art is amazing. You got your statistics, your hit die, your AC, treasure type. There's a treasure number, and then that number correlates to a chart, and you go look and see. So monsters are very well laid out. I'm thoroughly impressed with this. I'm looking for another full-page piece of art. But this is snazzy, guys. This is everything a GM could want. Oh, that's the same picture from the other book. It's the one of the sea dragon coming out of the water. So, ooh, I love giant spiders in my game too. So I love to throw giant spiders at the players. So that is amazing. So, oh, and there's a table of contents which gives you every page that every monster is on. So, win-win right there, my friends. I am thoroughly impressed. And then last but not least, this is a GM/player book, Adventurer's Spell Book. Look at that cover. I just think it is phenomenal. I think that is super cool. I like it. Spells. The heart and soul of the magic system in Castle and Crusades are the spells. And now, for the first time, we have gathered them in one mountainous collection for all the spellcasters. Arcane, Divine, and Runic. Arcane and Divine. Herein are amassed the spells for clerics and druids, wizards and illusionists, all the arcane and divine spells to complete your spellcaster's needs. Rune spells. You will also find a complete collection of all the codices of rune spells within these pages, from the shadow runes to the four pillars. They are all here. Over 200 new rune spells for your rune mark and Castle and Crusades game. Chromatic Mage. It also includes the tables and information for the oft discussed but hard to find Chromatic Mage. I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty cool. So we got 256 pages, including the OGL. This is first printing in 2021, so this is a new book. So I'm super excited for this. Let's see, is there an index though? So there's the OGL on the last page. No, it's just all spell books and stuff like random charts. It looks like nice glossy white paper. No art in this one so far. It's all. Oh, there's a little bit of art. There's a wizard, classical, wizard right there. Not much art. It's a lot of text, a lot of information. As you can see, charts upon charts, and then just all kinds of spells. So you can see, quite literally amazing. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to do that unboxing and show you. Definitely going to probably do a more in-depth review. Might even try to play it on the channel. I'm first and foremost a GM, although I do like to play. This is one I think I would like both. I think I would like to play it and GM it, because I love monks and I love gargoyles, so it's got both. I'm super excited to have it in my collection. I want to give a big shout out to the Troll Lord Games guys. They were amazing to deal with. Their customer service was phenomenal. Shipping was pretty fast, so no complaints there, and it came packaged very properly. There's no, as you can see, no dings on the books. I would have pointed them out. I'm very particular about my books, so very happy, very pleased, and looking forward to playing a game or GMing a game and or playing. So any questions or comments, put them in the doobly-doo down below. I will make sure to respond as appropriate. And I'm looking forward to learning this game and maybe journeying with you guys. So let me know if it's something you want to see on the channel. As always, peace and hair grease. Like and subscribe. Help support the channel. Hit that little like button. Hit the bell to be dinged when I dong, or whatever that means, so that you get notified when I post new videos. 2 in one day. That's pretty crazy. It's been a long 2-3 weeks. Like I said, not feeling well, fighting COVID. Feeling a little bit better today, but it's getting towards the afternoon. Always feel better, and then right around 8-9 o'clock, I start feeling crappy again. So I think I'm just in that high right now. Ate lunch and everything. So I hope everyone is doing well. Stay safe. Make sure you get your vaccinations and everything. Take care of your loved ones. Like and subscribe, as I said, and support me on Patreon if you can. It's $5 a month. You get to playing cool games like this that I'll run on the channel, and I send out little gifts every so often. Other than that, I hope everyone is well. Be safe. Peace, love, and happiness. And as always, my friends, be nice.